Welcome to this week's CWL Discord Weekly. Let's see what the CWL Superstars were up to this week as we get ready for the latest edition of Vindication and Nemesis. Gritteri finally struck Rayo Dorado, and it seems that he has finally found that fire he needed to confront his old-time rival. Even though he lost to Alex Graves, Gritteri is determined to become the next top star on Vindication. No challenger has stepped up to face the Vindication Women's Champion until today. Kumiyo Ishimoto has laid down the gauntlet and challenged the champion, but to no answer. Yet.
Zistrohor. The 13 understands why you attacked him. But the thing that bugs him, that you did it in such a cowardly way, and everyone knows that you, of all people, are not a coward. So Zistro, how about you stop acting like a coward? And stop acting like the man who lost at Endgame 4. You know what? The 13 has a proposition for you. You stop being the Crimson Dragon, Zistrohor, who hides behind others and acts in cowardice ways that gets him nowhere. And faced the 13 at Shadowband. So what do you say, Siberian bitch boy?
It seems that the tag team action was not what Zairotoa will be thriving in. He has declared that if he is to make the Crimson Dragons proud, he has to go and kick ass in singles action. Rayo Dorado visited a bar owned by Gritteri to not only disrespect the tequila served at the bar, but to also send a warning to Gritteri himself. He'll be taking on Alex Graves this weekend, and he isn't sure if he will win, but he promises to put on a better show than Gritteri did. William Black is poised to take out his frustrations out on the other members of the FFF this weekend, as they are the last obstacles remaining before the finals at Shadowband. Will the Sons of Fenrir qualify for the contenders matchup? Valkyrie is on the mind of Holly Queen. They face off this weekend ahead of the Fatal 4-Way at Shadowband over the Openweight Championship, but with Valkyrie having already defeated Holly Queen once before, will history repeat itself? It's almost like a broken record with this guy. He seems saying that Jasper Star will get what he deserves at Shadowband, and we have just one more week to go before we get the showdown for a spot at Gold in the Bank. It didn't take long for Zistro to accept the challenge. 13 fired up the Crimson Dragon something fierce, and now he is here to get the full fire from one of the dragons who has been on a roll as of late in Zistrohor at Shadowband. Although she may have lost to Catherine Love last week, Valkyrie is set to take that Openweight Championship for herself at Shadowband, and she used her break prior to Endgame as motivation. This could be one of the most dangerous Valkyries that we have seen yet. CW Universe, I know that there's been a lot of controversy as of late with the Vindication World Championship that is currently being held by the FFF. Now, I was actually hoping that this would get fixed by itself, with Ryan Quinn coming in and bringing in his friend, but unfortunately, it did not work out that way. Now I see that I have to take matters into my own hands. So here's what's going to happen at Shadowband. At Shadowband, we are going to see Colin Prince defend that crown against Chris Princess in a one-on-one match. And now you may be thinking, well, I'm Colin Prince. I'm just going to lie down for Chris Princess. It's not going to be that simple. If, and I do mean if, Colin Prince, you just decide to lie down in the middle of that ring at Shadowband for Chris Princess, then the Fabulous Furious Freaks will have to disband, effective immediately. Jay Scott revealed that he indeed ordered Pistolero to attack Michael Young last week, but when asked about Pistolero's hesitance to connect with the Cruiserweight Killer, Scott walked away and scoffed at Ryan Porter. We're hoping for more developments this week. Instead of doing homework on his opponents, Tony Samuels was seen doing homework on his tag team partner. It seems that Tony wants to cover any possible weakness from George Callop, and he's going to need it tomorrow as he's trying to make it to Shadowband, where we will hold the tag team finals for the contendership. Brian seems really torn up about the Disciples split all of a sudden, just because he feels he's not getting the respect he deserves as part of the faction. He called out Harris for a one-on-one match, but was met by an attack instead. Brian wants the Harris match to prove once and for all he has always been a strong member of the Disciples. Ryan Porter tried to get answers from Pinball Witch about why she burned her mask off, or even what her motives are now going forward. It seems that we're in for a new Pinball Witch, which according to rumors will be debuting on 5.9 right after Shadowband. Alexander was seen in the backstage area after last week's episode on a production box laughing at Dave Graves. After the champions lost to Matthew Ramirez, Alexander has crafted a plan to take down the Breadman and take the YouTube Championship, if not just for himself, but also for the Ritual to bring back Ken Warlock. Cassidy Clark was celebrating being undefeated so far in Season 4, but as she was being interviewed by Ryan Porter, she got a mysterious text. Who is this mystery person that has warned Cassidy to watch their back? A hype video was shared around social media of Jada King's training regimen prior to her Openweight Championship match at Shadowband. This is a clash of brands, and Jada King wants to come out on top. Alex Clark has said that he's done coming up short in his big chances. He has promised a win over the show-stealing syndicate and advancing to Shadowband. Will it finally be the Kingsmen time to shine? Brian seems to have awakened the monster inside Harris. And we're not talking about Evil Dead, because that seems to still reside in the hardcore wrestler, but he's at least able to embrace it now. Has Brian perhaps bit off a little bit more than he can chew? George Callop sent out a video from his wrestling school he trained at, and much like Tony Samuels, he has promised a victory over the Kingsmen. His trainer will be watching. Jessie Anderson was charged for using the band maneuver to win her match last week, and Belle Florent might have been screwed out of a championship match. But Jessie seemed unbothered by it. She faces Selena Adams in one-on-one competition for the Nemesis Women's Championship tomorrow on the Nemesis Super Show. Marcella seems very excited to get to team up with Callie Kaplan tomorrow on Nemesis, and with their buddying friendship blossoming, this could be the beginning of another great tag team. Selena is fired up to take down Jessie Anderson, because for her, it's all about respect. She treats people how they treat her, and Jessie Anderson has treated Selena unjustly. She plans to repay that debt back tenfold with the championship. Belle Florent has accepted defeat even if the means were not too favorable. She said that the winner of the match will have a big red target on their back after the women's title match. Johnny Gemini's home was found and ravaged by Tora Khan apparently, which has unnerved Gemini just a little bit. He finally gets to take on Tora Khan in one-on-one action for the first time tomorrow on the Super Show. Eli Evans backed up Golden Mask during his match on Nemesis, but it was enough for Chris Edwards to get the advantage and win still. Eli Evans has shown his loyalty by attacking BMS, who himself tried to interfere in the match. Liza Horror has been on an amazing roll as of late, and she also has revealed what her plans are after the Super Show. She has her eyes on the winner of Selena Adams and Jessie Anderson. Could we have found our challenger for Gold in the Bank? The anti-star is shifting her focus to becoming a bigger star, and that is starting at someone in her own level as she gets better as a competitor. Who will be next for Hannah, and could a possible Gold in the Bank spot be on the line for her? Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of CWL Discord Weekly. Don't forget to check us out on Twitch for more CWL action from Genesis. Hit that like button and subscribe on YouTube as well to stay up to date on everything that happens in the CWL universe. Have a great night, everyone.